This is Wizards Only, fool! That's the way we said the title.
Fools.
Fools. Well, there's only one person most likely watching right now in a room, so... Fool! No, you're very nice. I'm sure you're a very kind person.
Are you making fun of the people that
no,
are all alone, not watching with...
No. I'm sure you're very nice, cool people. Okay, not cool, you're watching me. Not that there can't be some part of you that's cool, or...
No, they're cool because they're watching me.
So there you go. But... Wizards Only, fools! Okay, so this... I found this one pretty interesting, actually, and going in, it's like... You already know where we're probably gonna go with this, but, well, I'll give the lead for the episode. PB is there, she's treating, Starchy, is that his name? And he says, no, I only want magic, that's my belief, it's magic, or nothing. And she says there's no such thing as magic, it's just a, different kind of science that they call something else and make up some hobbledygook. He says, you're making fun of my beliefs, I need magic. So they decide to go to the, what was it called again? The
Wizard City.
The Wizard City. How could I forget that? First thing that comes in my head is like, whatever, one of the alleys from Hogwarts or something like that.
Yeah, really, out of all the things in history that has dealt with magic in one way, shape, or form.
No, but
pick Harry Potter first.
Okay. Anyone that watches me know I'm not a big Harry Potter guy,
Except for you were outside of the book thing, throwing your hat and getting all excited and junk. Don't think I forgot.
Humor. That was for humor.
Yeah, don't think I forgot.
So, if there's anything I don't want people to take out of this is that I'm a Harry Potter.
Oh man, that's gonna.
With that said, I don't hate Harry Potter. That's gonna. I never read the book, so I don't.
I actually read all the books.
Do you like the books?
Yeah, the books were actually pretty good.
I hear they're pretty good
for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear they're a lot better than the movies.
Never saw the movies.
Sidetrack. So we got this. We got. So they go in and they try to get this quote unquote cold spell, and PB just cannot accept that there's
Ron James,
and just cannot accept there's any magic at all. She demands what is the potion made out of, what scientifically makes it happen, and they get called out that they're not wizards. They get thrown in jail, and the headband, Abracadan.
Turn and push.
Yeah,
Turn and push.
What was his name? Was it Abracadan?
Daniel.
Okay, got it.
Close.
Yeah, he came back. We get that really fucked up group of wizards that are planning God knows what.
And there is an end to that.
I'm glad they're in. I really want to know what they're up to. They look like fun. I mean, it's like we only get hits and pieces of them, but it's like every time I see them, I'm like, what is their story? I'm like, and you always seem to find out a little bit more. They were gonna sacrifice Abracadaniel, or at least it looks like it. But so he gets, but they get found out. The other wizards escape, but Peebles and Finn and Jake and Abracadaniel, they get thrown into wizard jail, and Abracadaniel challenges her to a duel of fighting forks, pretty much, and whatever that is, claw. And
it's like a chicken foot.
Yeah, some sort of chicken foot. And they fight, but it turns out the cold spell was really a cold spell, which is, it makes everything cold. That allows them to escape, and then they just trick Starchy into thinking it's magic when really it's not, and it probably didn't work on him anyway. He was just like, hey, what's going on? And he most likely didn't fall for it. So, there it is. On the surface, it seems like just a kind of silly episode, but if you're reading what I think you're reading into this, I heard a lot of replace magic with religion. Was very much what I was hearing. And, I mean, as someone who's agnostic, or as Stephen Colbert puts it, an atheist without the balls.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm kind of stupid. Okay. Now, what is agnostic?
Agnostic means... Okay,
to people who don't know...
It traditionally means without choice. Like, that's what the word technically means, but it pretty much means you don't know. You're not anything. You're not atheist, you're not Christian, you're not anything. I was raised Roman Catholic, and came around to... But I liked other religions. I liked the philosophies, I liked the ideas, I liked the history, so I sort of... And, as I get older and older, I sort of go, all right, well, probably that seems unlikely. I doubt this happens, but I still really believe in a lot of their teachings. I think they're fascinating, and I like the culture. I like how much is brought to it, and you know, what I like about it is that much like a lot of things in life, for all the, you know, whatever really bad things or prejudice things and stuff, there's also a lot of good, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of compromise, which is what it's supposed to be when done right. And you always come across someone who is die-hard, you know, I want to ruin religion, everything about religion for everybody. Which, on the one hand, I understand. Well, I was gonna say, on the one hand, I understand because there are some extremes that just push it so hard, and they put all their insecurities and their hatred into, you know, into a religion usually because they come from a background where, you know, things are very complicated, or they didn't have what they needed, and now here's something where all the answers are here and it's kept simple because things are made very difficult for you. So this is something simple. So people gravitate towards that, and if anyone tries to make that simple thing complicated or challenge it, it's making their life complicated, which they came from, and they don't want that, so they're like, no, simple! It says hate this, so I'm gonna hate this. It says love that, I'm gonna love that. And it's always a shame, because I think all these people are trying to get something, you know, really nice and enjoy life and try to find that simple beauty, and instead it gets wrapped up in this mess. Wow, I really went off there. Sorry.
No, hey, dude, you've got your... I'm not going to tell you to stop, man.
But
for one, this is your show, so I'm not going to tell you to stop at all. Now stop.
But it does come down to, you know, when... I guess when I see that happen, I see no difference between, you know, an atheist pushing that there is no God than, whatever, a Christian or a Catholic saying there is a God. You know, you must believe this. If you're an atheist, fine. If you're a Christian, Buddhist, whatever, fine. My thought is always try to get the best out of any belief. You know, if that means, you know, and somewhere that means, you know, sort of love and kindness and reason. You know, and not just blindly following something that makes sense, but also leads to something productive and good and all that fun stuff. But a lot of people don't see that. They see, I'm just hearing this, it's only this, so I'm just going to reject it. And that's sort of what I was getting out of Peoples in this one, and she couldn't see the compromise that, okay, if they call it something else, they believe it's something else. And it does kind of seem like an extreme for what we know. I mean... I don't know how this world works. Maybe there is magic. It's a strange enough world, you know, but maybe there is a scientific reasoning for it too, you know, a reason for everything. So, but yeah, it's sort of these, you know, two extremes colliding. And the only thing I don't know about is the ending, because I would have liked, or maybe it would have been too obvious, I don't know. I would have liked a little bit more if maybe she came to a compromise, because the cold spell happened. She goes, wow, like she didn't expect that. And then she just kind of goes back and uses, you know, science, like nothing that much came of it. Which, I don't know, it's not like she can't use science or anything, you know, but there's... I was trying to figure out whether or not she actually learned anything out of this, or if that was even the point, whether or not you were supposed to learn something. It seemed like you were supposed to, but I don't know about that. But I like stuff like this that's very much acknowledging... You know, just respect beliefs. It's not, even if you really, really don't believe in it, you know, the same way you don't want someone else to force, you know, their beliefs on you. You know, just keep a distance, be respectful. So, yeah, that's my spiel.
I thought it was about, like, holistic medicine.
Well, aside from that, maybe it's ultimate.
No, honestly, that's exactly what I saw. My only problem is that, I'm talking about the episode right now.
Yeah.
Is that Starchy only wants magic. How can you get into Wizard City? Only if you're a mage. So there's a slight problem there, in that, who are they going to get to go to there to get it when it's only wizards? When the wizards are so unaccepting of everyone else that they won't even let them into the town. And if they do come into the town, what happens? They get turned into wands.
Yeah.
So let's say Peebles wanted to go there anyways to get this freeze spell to help Starchy. The moment she's found out, even though she's trying to help someone who believes in it, what happens? She gets tossed into jail.
And especially for being a non-believer of magic, too.
You know, and he says all you have to do is say that I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah. So,
Pretty much.
you're right. I think it is sort of these two extremes then.
It's kind of harsh. It's one of those where, yeah, Peebles is a scientist, and these guys believe in magic and all that stuff, but neither side is bending to each other.
Yeah, that was sort of my thing at the end, too. And maybe that's the point. Maybe it's just like, nobody will ever learn anything from this, maybe. I don't know, but it's like, I don't know. It didn't seem like it came around to sort of like this very, logical, deep thinking, wow, yeah, that makes sense, or even just a dumbbell joke that, just took all of that and said, haha, we're not going there. It just sort of seemed like, while there was kind of a dumbbell joke, it's like, okay, just, there it is.
I mean, my problem with most modern TV shows or movies or whatever, all that stuff, anytime they do go down this route of religion versus non-religion and all of that stuff, in the end, it always seems that the non-religious person is going, well, there may be God. But the religious person is never seen going, well, there might not be a God.
Mm-hmm.
It's always that the non-religious believers are bending, and yes, I'm using quotes because I'm not, they're always kind of bending and having to give in to the beliefs that there may be a God. Why you just said that about Peebles. Why couldn't Peebles just sit there and say, well, maybe it's magic? Well, why couldn't any of them say, well, maybe it's just science?
Yeah,
no one did do that. At least they had Peebles going, wow,
But even then, it's like, what's kind of learned from that? I mean, it doesn't seem like much. She's impressed by it, but she still doesn't say it's quote-unquote magic. It's still her scientific explanation or whatever. But, yeah, it is strange that just nobody bends in this, but it doesn't seem like that's the focus either. Like there's a good thing or a bad thing or whatever. It's just like, nope, nobody's bending, and that's just all we're going to say about it. It's not even like the main focus of it.
Well, no, here's where I was going to go, and this may be a bit touchy, and I'm not trying to push buttons. It's just, for me, when I saw this the first time, it's what popped in my head, is that recently, especially in the news, there are parents that are not treating their kids for sicknesses because of God's going to heal them, my religion's going to heal them, and all that stuff, and these kids are dying. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what this kind of was, where Starchy's like, no, I want to be healed by magic. And she's like, well, I don't have it. Deal with it. I have medicine right here that will heal you. I only want that. And then you have, I think it was Nurse Poundcake going, you're not being very sensitive, magic healed blankety blank. And it's one of those where it's kind of like, what's people supposed to do? Step back and be like, that's fine, I can't get the magic for you, because I'm not a wizard, and I'm going to let you die or get incredibly sick, or is she supposed to trick Starchy and heal him? I'm not saying one way or another, because that's a person's belief and all that stuff. People can bring up the whole, well, you need to take care of your kids and whatnot. I'm not trying to make a comment on that. But that's what kind of came to my head, is that when, for Peebles, someone who runs an entire country, if you will, an entire city, when is religious belief overpowered? When should religious belief be overpowered by safety?
Yeah, and there is definitely, because I sort of forgot that's the thing, but it is. I've heard about that too, with the whole thing, not treating your kids and stuff. And I think that's the key word, is that it's kids, not adults. If that's your own belief, it's like, fair enough, whatever, we'll do what we can, but, but yeah, with the kids, it's like, that's kids, and they're in somebody's care, and it's like, well, you have to take them away if you want them to live, and no, it's part of God's plan, and, what is the point where it's pushed to an extreme, it's like, because it's not a scientific formula that says, at this point it's an extreme, at this point it's not, again, you just have to practice good reason. I really love this story. My dad told me this story, of like, it's this woman in a house and this flood is coming and this car comes and says, lady, you gotta get out of there, flood's coming, and she says, God will save me. The car takes off, and then the water gets a little higher, and, a person in a boat comes and says, lady, you gotta get out there, come with us, God will save me, and the boat takes off, and then it gets to the very roof, a helicopter comes and says, lady, you gotta get out there, she goes, God will save me, and the helicopter leaves, the water takes her, she dies, she's in heaven, sees God, and says, why didn't you come and save me? And he says, I did, I sent you the car, I sent you the boat, I sent you the helicopter, and that seems very much like, that's a good compromise, in my way. Until God comes down with his finger says, no, it's cool. I got this.
Yeah.
You know, makes it better. Then I'll totally accept defeat on that. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, you have to, you know, God works in mysterious ways, you know, and you have to accept what God is giving you, you know, if you are going to have that belief. So, I mean, it definitely seems like an extreme to me, I mean, honestly, for people that go that route.
One thing I always find very interesting in the whole religious aspect is the whole, okay, kids die in a car accident on the way to the hospital, or you know, an old lady, or, you know, any of these bad things happen, and, you know, you ask someone of religious faith, for the most part, and they'll be like, well, you know, God has a plan, you know, God doesn't need us intervening, or whatever. But these are the same people that turn around when their, you know, parents are dying, they put them on all these machines. Isn't that kind of against what you were just saying? You know, it's one of those, they kind of pick and choose.
I mean, well, you know? but here's the thing. You have to pick and choose.
Well, like, no, but like you said with the boat and all that stuff.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's a mix, to me, it's a mix of love, kindness, and reason. You know, there has to be some sense of reason, you know, and, hey, this is how the world's going to work. If I put my right foot in front of me, then my left, I will be walking. You know, there's some things that are just straightforward. This is how they are. If you don't call it walking, you call it something else. This is still how it is. And if I was to get to the door, the best way to do it seems to be walking. You know, it's like there's just some things that are kind of no-brainers. The best way to do it would
be like cartwheels or flips.
That would be
fair
badass.
Enough.
But still. But I can't do that yet, so my option is walking.
Yeah.
That seems to be the best option, so I will do that. Maybe one day I'll learn how to do cartwheels and stuff to the door. But I don't know that yet, so I'm going to walk because that seems to be the best way to do it. And the most practical. And that's just using reason. So it's, I mean, I know what you're saying with not stepping on people's toes and so on and so forth. I mean, but it's talking about extremes too, and where do you draw the line? It is tricky.
Tricky. Yo, here we go.
But yes, I like how there are two extremes in this. At first, it's like, I know it sounds strange, I wasn't sure about the wizard world, but it's like, you're right. It's incredibly obvious, actually. I don't even know how I couldn't see it. They're constantly, if you don't believe, we're going to throw you in jail, we're going to blah, blah, blah. So, and yeah, it is strange that just nobody bends, nobody learns anything. And like I said, because it's not the focus, it doesn't seem like there was much to get out of it. If it was trying to say, yes, and nobody will ever learn anything, that's just the way the world is, I could actually totally buy that. But it sort of just drifts its focus away and kind of, I don't know, I guess finds a compromise-ish at the end. I would have liked a stronger ending on this one.
I just liked Finn being affected by the, you know, underpanties.
I did like that. I liked it when he asked the question, like, so is she naked under there or what? You know, because you know, like, everybody's like, wait.
Yeah.
That's because you see an arm come up, but then there's another arm, and I'm like, yeah, how is this working? I did love that outfit, though, the way it worked, the way you couldn't figure out how it worked. Even the outfit under it, sort of the Tron outfit, I thought was very funny. That's probably the funniest, coolest outfit I've seen on her, actually. It just made me laugh.
I'm just getting away from all the serious talk because I know they're going to be like, God, you spent a half hour talking about bullcrap. What about the actual episode?
Well, but I think this is something the episode is bringing up. I think it is a big part of it. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. You know, I mean, it really seems like that's the direction they're leaning
Like I said,
towards.
it could be holistic medicine, though. Like Eastern or alternative forms of medicine instead of religion.
Could be.
I'm just guessing.
I mean, they constantly say, like, faith and beliefs and stuff like that. So, I mean, which I know is part of holistic medicine, too. But, you know, it feels like religion. But, you know, that's my interpretation, you know, of it. So,
if the peanut gallery could say something.
No. So, one other thing I really liked about this was the Ice King's appearance.
You are the worst.
Oh, come on, the Ice King's, like, completely invisible, watching over this thing,
down
and then, like, the guys go and throw the bookshelf along with the Ice King, and he's like, whoa, boy! I was just, sorry, what?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay,
no,
good.
my last serious comment was, it seems Doug's comment that the focus wasn't on this big inflexibility of the two sides.
Okay, if you're gonna talk this much, you gotta come in here.
Seriously, you've gotta.
You gotta come on,
okay.
kid.
Show your pretty face.
Get in here. Over here.
Goodness.
You're new Jason.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm new Jason. Okay.
Say hi, Jack.
Hi. No, the whole Doug's comment of Jason is doing a sexy dance in the background, and it's great. Doug's comment about the background nature of this inflexibility between both PB science and then the magic community makes my interpretation of it seem that it is meant as an observation of something rather than actual, and the fact that it is open-ended means that it is not, so you're supposed to get out of it what you see, it's not supposed to give you a solution to it. It is something that you're supposed to take your own solution from it, rather than basically the creator saying, here's the situation, this is how we think we're supposed to fix it. They're saying, here's the situation, interpret it how you feel based on your beliefs.
But don't you feel, because I honestly, if it was going more for that angle...
Tell me when to stop.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, move over.
Yeah.
No, because I need to comment about that.
Oh, boy.
Well, hold on, but before you that, I do want to say, too, is that, you gotta center it. Hell yeah, OCD strikes again. Well, as I was gonna say, honestly, if it took that route that there are no clear answers, I'd actually be fine with that. It's that it sort of didn't seem to keep that focus at the end. It's like, well, she's just gonna kind of do this, and that's that. You know, let me put it this way. From the first, minute of the episode, where you should respect police, okay, if she just came back and distracted him and did the syringe thing again, how would that have been different than them going to the kingdom, the wizard town? I guess I'm saying, you go through all that, and I felt like there should be a little bit more of some sort of conclusion, even if it is there's no clear answer. But it seems like the focus just sort of vanished there, I felt.
For me, going off of what you said, that's a cop-out. That's like going up to...
So?
Well, like what he was saying, how there was no clear answer one way or another. It's kind of like going up to someone and saying, hey, did you like the food I cooked for you? Well, no, don't give me this cop-out of the whole thing of, well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It's a yes or no frickin' answer.
No, I don't know if that's true, because I feel like, there are a lot of things that are, whatever, life is not about finding the right answers, it's about answering the right questions, blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, but when you ask the right question, you want an actual decent answer, not a half-assed one.
Okay, what? I don't know about that. Sometimes I think if you just ask the question and say, you know what, let's just get the conversation going, but keep focused that we are starting this conversation, you finish it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying. But to me, I didn't feel it was quite doing that at the end. It felt to me like, anyway, that they lost focus.
No, but that's what I'm saying, they may have asked a question, but they never answered it. They kind of stopped. They were going towards an answer or a compromise even, and then it just kind of stopped.
I don't think you don't technically need an answer. I don't.
Well, what I would have liked would have been maybe Abracadaniel doing the whole doing the magic, and at the same time her poking him.
And him not noticing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were gonna do, too.
There's that. Science and magic are working together to heal someone and all of that
I would
stuff.
like that
okay, but they couldn't even do that. It's like, no, we're just going to leave it kind of open-ended and not deal with it.
The only thing I can think is maybe they were doing that, thinking that we knew they were going to go that direction, and then they yanked us out no, he knows, and it's just a cop-out, maybe the cop-out is the joke. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, I felt like the focus sort of here, but I'm with you. If they leave it open-ended like you're not supposed to know, that's fine. I don't feel that's what they were focusing on, at least at the end. The rest of the time I can definitely see it, because there are two extremes.
Yeah.
But, I didn't get so much out of the end. But you say you did.
I got kind of, they're doing the magic's there, they're making him feel better, and then they have, the science does the cure, and, they don't really go into, because that's, very, as Adventure Time has very abrupt endings. There isn't really much time to explain, they're both doing it, maybe not at the same, exactly the same time, but they're in the same kind of, at the same ish time, and I think the spacing was almost set up more as a joke. So we're going to use magic to him. Nope, we're going to poke you with a needle. I think that was meant more as a joke,
just as a
than
joke,
than an actual statement for the ending. And another thing is, this is a kid's show, and we're reading really deep into it too.
No, if the evidence is there, then I mean, it's not like this is some well-hidden, disguised thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of right out there in the open.
But I mean, just think, people our age, and I say our age loosely because you guys are old.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
At
but
least
you
I can
know,
drink.
people, you know, most adults don't watch a kids show and try and get a philosophical discussion out of it. They look at it and say, "Oh, it's stupid. It's for kids. We're not going to think anything about it."
I see Jesus every single time I see a Bugs Bunny cartoon. I'm sorry, I don't know what you guys see.
Well, Jesus was an Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
There you go.
Well, sorry, they couldn't call him Jesus. They called him the J-Man.
The chain. But
Which
no,
has
I mean, honestly, I don't even know if like I don't know if that argument's relevant anymore. Cartoons are art. Anything that you do is art. Art can be interpreted however you want by whoever you want. I mean, so I do like how this show is combining. So, and we talked about this before. So much like comedy and some really heavy adult stuff. You know that I remember you especially. I was just like, damn. You know when I saw that episode.
Yeah.
So, but that is one of the things I really do like about it.
And people have brought up in the comments, well, you're calling it a kid's show, yada, yada, yada. What's a kid's show? They bring up, you know, anime and all of that stuff. And it's like, yeah, to a certain extent, anime is aimed at kids. But not all anime is aimed at kids.
Well, and
you can't look at every single anime and go, just because it's hand-drawn or it's CG or whatever, that it's meant towards kids. The thing for me, the reason why I'm saying that this is a kid's show is because of the rating. Is because of who it is targeted towards.
Yeah, it's going to be advertised during kids programming, not during adult programming. But adults can clearly watch it, talk about it like how we're talking about it. Sometimes make a vlog series out of it.
You
Who
know,
would do that?
Weirdos, crazy people,
nutballs. Probably believe in magic.
Yeah, who does that?
Oh, by the way, for the record, I'm atheist.
Rock on.
So you have no balls, apparently.
I have no balls.
I've never heard that term before.
I heard from Stephen Colbert. I love that term.
That's great.
So yeah. Closing thoughts?
I liked a lot of the characters in the background.
Yeah.
I did like Finn with the wall.
Oh,
No, I totally give up. Ah!
I like the wizard prison. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I was waiting to say underwear or underpants, and he said underpanties.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
And then Jake's like, let's count the days.
Hey,
Tink 1, and then it's the next day. Tink 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, I found it funny. So, I liked it, no matter how much religion or lack of there is in this, or people are reading too much into it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a okay episode, a little bit of fun here and there, and I love the title.
I liked it a lot, even if, like I said, I didn't feel the ending quite got a satisfying conclusion, even if it was meant to not be a satisfying conclusion. But I really like it. I like the discussion. I like starting young kids, with this discussion. I think it's a good one to start. I think this is a good way to start it, and I think it's worth it. I think it's worth bringing up.
Yeah. And the last funny comment to mention, when the Grand Master Wizard was just exclaimed because PB wouldn't, wouldn't say it. You know, he like cocks up a cat, and it just was
it's a hairball.
Ha.
That's what it's supposed to be. Well, no, actually, one thing I completely forgot to mention was one point in time we were with our friend Zeb, and we were talking about food being prepared all over the world. You go to some like country, and they're like taking a chicken and putting it into water, boiling water, and defeathering it that way, no problem. You know, hitting it on a rock to make it more tender, yada yada yada. No problem. Question that somewhere else. Imagine you seeing your food prepared here in the U.S. like that. Most people would flip the hell out. Because how dare you? What about standards? When PB goes to get the ice spell, or the cold spell, what does she do? She just wants to know what's in it. And they couldn't even give her that answer.
Yeah.
It's like going to a store and saying, I want some, or McDonald's, I like my burger. Well, what's on it? It's just a burger. But what's on it?
Or how
it's
is
a
it
burger.
made? What's in it?
All she was asking was what's in the bottle.
Yeah, no, it's actually a totally reasonable question. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm on PB's side, I'm like, just tell her what the hell's in it.
Oh, no, I agree. No, that's another extreme for me. So
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Peebles was in the right. Oh! Wizards only.
Wizards only, fool!
No, sorry. Science only, fools.
I know, I kind of was. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell it. Don't tell the internet.
Hold on. If you're going to talk, you need to be in this too. Come on. Come on.
No, this
let's
one's gone way
Let's
too
go.
long.
No. We'll just
so
yeah.
long.
So
Don't tell
come,
the
come, get over here too. Get over here.
No.
Come on. Get the whole fam. Whole
good.
fam. There we go.
Whole
There's the
family?
whole
Oh,
whole
wonderful.
family. So
Hooray.
yeah. Now we have our Christmas card.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay, science!
Wave. Merry Christmas.